I'm interviewing Mercedes Stevens. She is a freshman in college, and she grew up in a black family, though she is white, and I'm just going to ask her her opinion. So, Mercedes, what do you think the difference between abuse and discipline is?
Well, it's kind of hard to determine it because there's so many different situations and cases, but in my personal opinion, I think that if your discipline or your way of punishment leaves a mark or a bruise or instills fear within somebody to the point where they're scared to do something wrong, I think that draws the line between discipline and abuse.
All right, that's a good answer. And how were you disciplined as a kid?
A lot of ways. So when I don't even know when I was real young, my dad used to beat me with a belt, and he would leave bruises on my legs. And if me and my brothers did something real bad, like said a curse word or talk back or anything, he would pick us up by our hair and he would swing my brothers like against the wall and like push them back into a bathtub, and we would have bruises and marks all over us. We were terrified of him. He would like raise his voice, and like it was really bad. But I was also abused mentally because I lived with my grandma, and she was really verbally abusive, and she would say things like, "You're worthless, you're no good, you're gonna be just like your mom, you're a whore," shit like that. And then the black family that would take care of me and my siblings, they would like hit us with shoes, like switches, spoons, all types of things, and cuss us out for the most part. So we were kind of scared to go over there too.
So did you ever feel abused, like, personally? Did you think it was abuse or discipline?
I thought it was, like, when I was younger, I didn't know what to call it. I just knew that I was scared and I had bruises, and I thought I was just being bad and that's what I deserved. But as I got older, it started affecting me, and it started shaping the kind of person I am, and less, like, wounds, like mental and physical wounds. So now I believe it was abuse. I definitely was never disciplined. I never got sent to timeout, and I never, like, had a conversation with anybody about why what I did was wrong. It was always just physical, and there was always methods to just like scare me and hurt me. They were like, the ways of discipline were aimed to hurt me, not help me.
And yes, that is fully abuse. But in your parents' eyes, and your family, they thought that they were disciplining you in that way. So what I'm trying to argue is there's many different cases and many different thoughts about different cultures and genders and how they do discipline. So did you find a difference in the way the women and the men would treat you? I know you said like your dad would hit you, but would the ladies in the family do the same, or would they do it more verbally? And like, have you seen a difference because you grew up in both black and white families? So did you find a difference between the cultures as well?
Yeah, so the men were definitely more violent. Like, my dad was really violent and very aggressive. He was very strong, so he knew that he had that power over us. The women were more so, like, verbally and screaming and yelling. Sometimes they would get physical, but not as much as the men would. And so my white family, they were more, it was kind of like, it's kind of weird. Like, the black family did more yelling and verbal punishment, and then like small things like switches and spoons. But ironically, the white family, and like my white family, they were more like physical. The man was more physical and more of like a beater for pain, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was definitely a difference between the two, I would say. But the ironic thing is, I was less afraid of my black family than I was my white family. They were, at the end of the day, they taught a lesson, and they didn't instill fear in me. But the white family did.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for your time.